Welcome to EE 292L. This class, I want to get some logistics out of the way. So we meet here Monday, Wednesday, 4:15 to 5:30. Myself, Aneesh, and Professor Saraswat, who's right now in the audience, are the main instructors for this class. We also have an excellent TA, Yibo. He has majored in physical electronics in Berkeley, and now he's TAing this course here. And some important information. So the most important thing for this class is it does not use the coursework website. It uses a newly constructed platform, which is Class2Go. So this is the website for this class. And it uses a lot of videos, and it's a very interactive platform. It also uses this forum called Piazza, which some of you might have used in earlier classes in Stanford. So it allows you to have a more interactive discussion where you can post questions and other of your classmates could answer them, and you can see where the discussion is. Please enroll on this website in the first week. From the next week onwards, all the announcement will be sent through this website. If you're not on the website, you'll miss on all the information regarding the course. The lectures will be recorded and posted on this website, as well as posted for eternity on YouTube. If you ask a question, there's a probability that you might get recorded. If you have it's my responsibility to tell you that if you have a problem with that, you can let us know. We will not, or you can raise 2 hands instead of 1 when you're asking a question, and Alex, who's recording the course, she will not record you. The other thing about this class, it's a very different class format. It uses a flipped classroom model, so there will be very few lecturing happening in the class. Less than 20–30% of the time in the class would be spent on lectures. The lectures in the class would be supplemented by these short videos, which would be on the class website as well as on YouTube. And every Wednesday we'll have a guest speaker. So 10 weeks, so 10 of these classes would be lectures, but those also would be very interactive, and you'll get a flavor of that today. And the speakers we have handpicked these speakers, and I personally train them before they come to the class too. So they are very well integrated with the class content. They are mostly, of the 10 speakers, 4 of them would be founders or CTOs of startups working in nanomanufacturing field. 3 of them are will be people from industry, but doing interesting stuff in big companies. And then I have 3 venture capitalists who are actively engaged in nanomanufacturing or nanotechnology. So in total, 10 weeks, 10 lectures, 10 guest lectures. So it's a very video, it uses a lot of these short videos. If you might have heard of Khan Academy, that's the same format I use for recording these videos. And you could either watch them on this website, and you can actually download them too. So if you are going skiing season might start soon next month, so you can take them with you. It syncs also, so it records till where you watched the last video, and when you come back, you can start from there. You can also subscribe to it on YouTube, so you can watch it from your phone or your tablet. You can, if you like it, you can share it on Facebook or Twitter. If you don't like it, you can comment on it that this is really slow, this sucks. It's open for commenting. This is a partial list. This is 7 people. We are still gathering 3 more people for this class. So you can see there's some interesting startup people over here. A lot of them have origins from Stanford. There are some VC firms, some very known VC firms. So they'll be all coming to us and speaking to us. I would like to give everybody a A, but this requires there's a university requirement that you need to have problem sets and exams. So there will be 3 problem sets. Each of them would be based on 3 weeks of content. The first one will be out this Wednesday, right? So that would be 35% of the grade. There'll be a midterm, which would be not actually in the mid, but towards week 6 or 7. That would be 35% of the grade. There'll be a project. We are still deciding on it, but mostly it would involve making a video like which you saw in this class. So it will record you to record a screencast, and we have a room which has all the equipment and stuff for doing that. So you'll be provided with that. No end term exam. You can take it for letter or credit. What would we be covering in this class? So this is what we'll be covering each week. Week 1, which is today, I'll just browse through what we have on lithography and patterning. Week 2, we'll be having a full lecture on process technology. Then week 3, we'll be covering the FinFETs and 3D devices, both process and device implication. Week 4 would be NAND flash memory. Week 5 would be process technology, recent developments, like if devices are going 3D, how does it affect the process technology? Week 6 is very interesting. We'll be covering advanced packaging, also 3D ICs. And then this would be forming the content that we have for the midterm. Then the latter part of the course, we actually switch gears and we apply whatever techniques we have learned for nanomanufacturing into this new field that it's expanding into. So week 7 we'll be covering display. Week 8 would be crystalline solar. Week 9 would be thin film solar, and week 10 would be LED. So it's a very broad class. It spans the whole spectrum of things. It's not a depth class. It does not build on fundamentals, and it assumes you have some fundamental and then expands on those. So what can you expect from this class? You can understand where this nanomanufacturing technology is applied in legacy fields such as making memory, making microprocessors, and then how it's being adapted to a new set of applications such as display, solar, LEDs. I'll try to give you a flavor of what the current status on things, what are the big challenges, where are the opportunities. You'll strengthen your knowledge on process technology. We'll also strengthen your knowledge on device physics. At the end of the course, you'll be able to very comfortably read publications like E! Times or Green Tech Media and understand what is being talked about, or browse through conferences like IDM, VLSI, or PVSC and understand what's being talked about. This is not the first process or device class you should be taking. So if you haven't taken any process or device class in your undergrad or at Stanford, I would not recommend taking this class.